What's going on, guys? My name's Anthony, and this is my co-host
What's going
Cornell.
on?
We are from On Your Last Nerve, and today we're gonna talk about
Something
what are we
that
talking about, Cornell?
something that I have just found out recently, and I'm actually kind of depressed about.
Oh,
No, but okay. So at this point, everybody knows about the whole EDP thing, right?
of
Literally, your
course.
freaking sister, your mama, and your mom's pajamas know about what EDP has done at this point. But
Yeah. Our first video, go check it out.
our first video on YouTube, please give us a view, please. We need the money. No, but
Nah, we don't pay rent. Nah,
yet, but
yet.
so EDP again. If you guys don't know, which I don't know why, it's been many days at this point. But EDP, really big subscriber count, 2 million, more than that, has been exposed for wanting to be with a 13-year-old, and very disgusting. I suggest that you go and find out for yourself if you haven't already. But something that I found out is Anthony. Do you know who the artist Lil Mosey is?
I've heard of him.
All right, so he made this one song that I'm pretty sure is like the one song that people who don't really know of him has heard. It's called Blueberry Fago.
Uh huh.
Maybe you've heard the name of it, but the hook is really catchy, and I'm pretty sure you would hear it or you've heard of it if I like played the song, if you listen to it yourself. But the main song that he that kind of came up from was this one song called Pull Up. It was made in like 2017, 2016, and a pretty good song. He ended up getting like really famous over it. But Lil Mosey, really big artist, I guess. Multiple successful albums, maybe like two. Most recent Certified Hitmaker. But recently, he's like my favorite freaker artist. And he got convicted or accused of rape. And I was just like, oh no, Mosey, why? Why Lil Mosey? But he, this is the story. Apparently, there was this girl, and two girls that were supposed to link up with Mosey in like some kind of like cabin or whatever, and they go. She originally consented to them like having sex, but
Yeah.
they were drinking champagne, all the other stuff, and then she said that she started feeling like woozy, and she like blacked out, and as she was blacking out, she saw like Mosey like lifting her legs, like pushing her legs behind her, and like starting to like have sex with her, and
Oh.
I know, and then she blacks out, wakes up, and she's still like disoriented, but then she blacks out again. But before she blacks out, she sees Mosey's friend go and like start pushing her legs back up and proceeded to have sex with her. And they black out after a while. She blacks out again. And I believe the girl had another friend that was over there too, so maybe they were both just gonna go and link up with Mosey and his friend. But then that ends up happening, and Mosey had a court date, and I think that was like on maybe mid-April of this year, and he didn't show up. So I don't know what it. I don't know if it actually happened, because a lot of these females, they be lying when it comes to this stuff, and they, especially since Mosey's a really popular rapper, and he is very well known, a lot of money. So of course, that's like the main target for a lot of these girls to like convict someone who has a lot of money, so they can get all the the money from the settlement, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
But honestly, I didn't really believe it because the way she said it, it's just kind of like there's no video of her actually saying it. But I'm just like, there's no way, right? Like you've got to know like way better than this, especially after this whole EDP thing. But what kind of got me like skeptical was the fact that Mosey never showed up to the court date. So I was just kind of like, maybe he did do it, or maybe not. I don't know. But Mosey's only 18, or maybe he just turned 19, but he's younger than us. So
Okay.
I was just gonna say, like, what do you think about this? And as you're giving your little, I guess, your opinion, I'm gonna actually look up the article that explains what happened a little bit better.
All right. Well, so they don't have any evidence?
No, there's no evidence. It's just her word, really.
Hmm.
I think the only evidence that they do have is like some bruising on her arm and like a leg, but that's literally the only evidence that they have.
That's not in any evidence that like, he actually did something sexual.
Yeah, right.
It's at most it just says that he might be an abusive fuck.
I mean, and she did say that it was
Not a
consensual.
literal fuck.
Yeah, yeah, no. My goodness.
um, yeah. But like obviously, just because someone gives consent, that doesn't mean that like, they can just keep doing it. Like if anyone can take back consent if they don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. So I have the article right here,
All right.
and it says, so he is 19.
Mm-hmm.
But he is younger than us, though. The 19-year-old rapper is facing a second-degree rape charge for the alleged sexual assault of two women at a party he hosted at a cabin in Lewis County in January. A police affidavit regarding probable cause obtained by People states. Rapper Lil Mosey did not immediately respond to the request to comment. Basically, the story is one woman said that she and her friend were drinking White Claws and champagne before she began to lose her memory, according to the affidavit. The woman said she does not remember much after drinking the champagne, but remembered waking up in an upstairs bedroom with her bra and underwear, and someone said there was a video of her having sex. According to the affidavit, it was learned at this point that the victim had no specific memory of the rape taking place. She remembered people saying she had sex but could not recall who said that and did not remember engaging in actual sexual intercourse. And the two friends told authorities that they engaged in consensual sex with her in a car, or with Lil Mosey in a car. Uh, One of the women did admit to having consensual sex with Lil Mosey while he was in a car, but when they moved to an upstairs bedroom, she felt hazy, and the sex between her and Lil Mosey and another man named Francisco Prater was not consensual, with the moments of, in air quotes, it says force. That woman had injuries she could not explain, including bruising on her arm, neck, and her inner knee. Francisco Prater also has a warrant for his arrest for missing court on Wednesday. Legal representation for Prater cannot be immediately be identified to comment on his behalf.
Hmm.
And just so you guys don't know, or if you guys do know, the maximum penalty for second degree rape is life in prison. Or
So what's the difference between second degree and first degree? Because I didn't even know that there were degrees. I thought it was just, you know, cut and dry rape.
just like rape is his own thing. So
Yeah. I mean, obviously they're statutory, but like I feel like that's in a different category.
that is true. So I think so in this case, it is second degree. I have no idea why, but I actually can look it up right now. Okay, so rape in the first degree is sexual intercourse with the member of the opposite sex being an offender who is 16 years old or older, because 16 is age of consent, and victim who is 12 years old or wait 16 years or older, and a victim who is 12 years old. Okay, so sexual abuse in the second degree is sexual contact between an offender who is 19 years old or older and the victim who's between 12 and 16 years old. So, in this case, first degree is if the both, I guess, people who are engaging in the act are at least 16 years or older. Wait, hold on, sorry. If one person is 16 years or older and the victim is under 12 years old, that's first degree. What's it called? Second degree is if the offender, the person who is engaging in the rape, I guess, is 19 years or older, which in this case is Lil Mosey, and the victim that he raped is 12, between 12 and 16 years old.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, a bit.
Because okay, so the reason why it wouldn't be first degree is because Mosey's 19 years old, right?
Hmm.
And it says that first degree is between an offender, who was the person actually doing it, who's 16 years or older, which does
Right.
qualify in Mosey's case because he is at least 16 or older because he's 19. But the victim is, I believe, they never said the age of the girl, but she wasn't 12 years old or under. Because that's first degree. First degree is at least if the victim's under 12.
Okay.
Second degree is if the victim or the offender is 19 years or older and the victim was between 12 and 16. So the girls that Mosey had consensual sex with had to have been at least in between the ages of 12 and 16, which is why it's considered second degree.
Okay.
Um, I don't know if I guess, because this is maximum penalty for second degree rape is life imprisonment, and the minimum is a $50,000 fine. So I don't know what Mosey will get if, because if he's found guilty, it doesn't mean he's gonna get life. It means that he could be facing up to life depending on like the judge's mood that day or
Yeah.
something. But I mean, Mosey's a very rich individual, and he could probably like pay off any kind of like bail that they set. Um,
Yeah.
but honestly, I don't really know because it's not really too much to go off of, you know.
Honestly, like this sound like from what you've been telling me, this sounds very flimsy.
It does a lot. It seems
I mean,
like
like, don't get me wrong. If she's right, yeah, throw his ass in jail.
yeah.
But it just sounds like she's looking for a settlement check.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely.
And I know that's super controversial to say, but that's why we're called on your last name.
Also, I just looked it up right now. It says first degree rape involves forcible compulsion and may occur with the use of threatened use of a deadly weapon, kidnapping, infliction of a serious bodily injury to the alleged victim, or burglary. It is a
To some
class.
people, that's a kink,
It's a class A felony, of course, because fucking it's
of
rape,
course.
which allows up to life imprisonment, also for first degree. So I'm guessing first degree rape is more of like you're threatening the person to do it. Like if you overpower the victim and you use some kind of like weapon to threaten the person. But second degree is more of like Bill Cosby, where you like roofie or something,
Yeah,
like while they're unconscious, then you can classify that as second degree. But of course, both degrees still can end up with a maximum sentence of life.
yeah.
But I'm just the reason why I was like so kind of like shooketh about this was because it literally happened not long after the whole EDP situation. So I mean, like, I don't know if Mosey got inspired by EDP. I don't know if like EDP, EDP and Mosey are gonna like link up in jail. But I mean, it at this point, since he dodged his first court case, I'm gonna have to say like maybe he
Yeah.
just maybe he did do it. I don't know. I can't like I don't want it to happen. Freaking Mosey's like I have like his entire playlist and albums on my Spotify. Dude. I listen to him every freaking day, bro.
Yeah, it doesn't look good for either of them,
It
to be
doesn't.
honest.
I mean, I just hope that Mosey's like talking to his lawyers, all this stuff to get it cleared up. I don't know why he dodged his court date because that just kind of that's just fishy right there. But I
He's recording the new album.
mean, oh gosh, the album's called "Please Don't Convict Me of
Yeah.
Second Degree Rape."
I was just gonna say something from Long Beach Griffey, just
Yeah, I did it.
yeah, I did. I don't remember how he did it.
Yeah, I did
As
it.
for the
Took it to
body, I really.
took it to the cabin, passed it to my boy, and we said, "No, I'm just fine. I'm not gonna go in with that."
Oh, okay.
But that's all I had to talk about. To be honest, I don't know why. This had to happen right after the EDP situation. That's still a coincidence right there, but Anyway,
Yeah, it's not looking good for either of them. On one hand, you have no evidence, and on the other hand, you have someone that's dodging their court case, which, if they're not guilty, they should be found innocent no matter. I guess it's because a lot of guys, like, as soon as the R word gets thrown at them, like, there's not a lot that you can do to defend against it.
that is true. Like you can just convict someone just off a word alone,
Yeah,
and
like,
what's it called? Especially if the like because there's bruising. It said on like the neck, arm, and the inner knee. But I mean that can literally be from anything. She was blackout drunk. She could have fallen. You know,
yeah.
she could have hurt herself in any way. She's drunk, and there was records showing that she was drunk. She admitted that she was drunk, and she did say that she it was consensual too. The first indication of when Mosey and the girl were having sex. But I mean, the second time she said, I mean, like, who does it a second time? Maybe he thought it was okay because they did it before, so she's like, oh, it's okay, I can just do it again. But I mean,
Yeah, but at the same time, like, you can't give consent when you're drunk.
that's what I'm saying. And it's not like he got her drunk on
Okay.
purpose because they already did it once. So it's not like, hey, I did it once. I'm gonna get her drunk again so I can do it the second time. Like, what? I don't know. But, like I said, it's not looking good for either of them. If Moses showed up, I feel like he could have defended himself proper because he could hire like some really good lawyers. And if anything, if he did get convicted or if he was like guilty for it, even though you would have to pay like a fine and then like he get off easy, you're still gonna be considered a rapist and a sex offender.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not gonna be good either way unless he gets off like actually innocent, which I don't know what's gonna happen because he dodged his court case.
Exactly. Like, that's a criminal offense on it of its
Yeah,
own.
he's
But,
actually wanted. He has a warrant for his arrest in Washington.
yo, was that Lil Mosey?
Yeah,
No. No, but I wanted to say something because, like, that just kind of reminds me because, like, there a few years ago, like, there was this woman that she just, like, threw the R word at random guys and, got them convicted, and she basically made a living off of that. Like, her only income was, like, the settlements that she would get. You're a
think I
horrible
remember.
person if yeah, you're a horrible person if you fucking
Oh
do that
yeah,
shit. You're
definitely.
ruining people's lives for no fucking reason.
Hmm.
But the thing is, as soon as I saw her and I saw the guys, I'm like, that's a lie.
Yeah,
Cause
she does not look like someone that you'd even have consensual sex with. To be honest.
no, this isn't off looks or anything. Like
Oh, I'm
the
basing it off
guys
looks.
were, the guys were like the heaviest guy was probably like 140 pounds. Meanwhile, this woman probably weighed like fucking 250.
So
Like
you are
there's
basing it
no
off
way.
looks.
Oh, I thought you were saying like, oh no, she's ugly like that.
Oh, that too. But no, I meant like she was a heavy set woman.
No. I'm just saying because like there is no way that like fucking 240, 220 can overpower 250 over here. And she said it was like a one-on-one thing, but like she just kept getting R worded. Like no, not but if you said that it was like multiple guys forced you into doing something, then it's like all right, I can believe that. But like if you said that this fucking twig overpowered you, you're full of shit.
Even if you are like blackout drunk, it's not gonna happen.
And when she didn't even get convicted when they found out that she was lying, they just released the guys like, well, sorry. Like the fuck.
My goodness, dude. Excuse me. But yeah, I think that's all the time that we have for this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, go follow us on Instagram on your last serve, all lowercase, no spaces. That's where we post our out of context for our podcast. And if you want to listen to our podcast, it's on Spotify again on your last nerve. And I guess we'll see you guys later.
Yeah. Remember, consent is very important.
Very.
Record yourself if you have to.